What's your read on gold? I think we're both pretty bulled up on it.
I was talking to some other investors last 2 months, and I was just like, I'm not buying Ponzi treasury companies. Like, it's just the only thing that made sense to me is gold. We're in inning 1 to 3 of this debasement playbook. We're nowhere near. QE hasn't even restarted. We're still in QT. I mean, we're so early in the debasement playbook, and Tyler gets crap for calling it Weimar America, but we're so early in this debasement playbook relative to maybe where like Bitcoiners and other people think we are. And so you had 4 or 5 months of consolidation. You had open interest reduced. And we know China and the central banks around the world that are ditching their treasuries and also not buying new treasuries because the trade deficits that we're running are shrinking. So people are getting less dollars to recycle into US assets. They like to buy the moving averages. So I think it's cold up here. I mean, I see it running into November, December. I mean, there's going to be volatility along the way, but it's not a US centric thing either. This is a global problem. Everybody else is we have the highest real rates. I mean, there's some of them, Europe's at basically zero real. So, I mean, imagine if we just go down to zero real to match most of the world, right? I mean, that's another, what's gold do then?
Gold is such a good trade right now. When you think about it, it captures both tails. Your only risk, we can talk about this, is some sort of margin call situation where it just gets whacked. But otherwise, it's like, all right, if we ramp up the fiscal, it's going to get that tailwind. All right, if we're ramping up the cuts and we're getting negative real rates, that's going to be the winner in that side too. It's only really just getting whacked by some sort of margin call situation is the downside, I think.
Yeah, you can hedge that with equity beta. I had this chart. Let me find it from kind of my weekend reading that was actually kind of surprising to me about gold ownership. Yeah, it said, which of the following is from the BAML survey, which of the following comes closest to your current gold position in your portfolio? 41%. This is traditional investors. This is from Bank of America, hedge funds. 0% own gold. 41% own zero gold. 20% own 2% gold. 14% own 4% gold. You think about that, like this is a top performing asset for 2 years straight and no one owns it. I mean, everyone's chasing Ponzi left and right, shitcos. And I mean, obviously Bitcoin and crypto has done well and AI has done well, but I feel like you're starting to see early signs of exuberance for sure. I mean, look at miners. Gold miners are ripping. I like gold a lot better than gold miners here just because you remove that equity beta from it. But yeah, I think that's still way too low because in a world where everybody's real rates of return are going to plummet and purchasing power protection is going to need a premium and multiples for all equity indices globally are at range highs. I don't know what else you can long that makes sense. I mean, if we're going into a slowdown recession and the Fed's behind, I don't really want to buy energy commodities. And if you sit in cash, the 2 years down to 3.4 and we're about to get a 3% inflation rate. I mean, you have to be in gold, I guess. I don't know. It's a shit environment.
It's just going to become a gold bug pod now, one of those. I got to get Peter Schiff on. I was listening to Jared Dillian and Tony Greer's pod where they were talking about the gold breakout, and they're saying that they're both pretty fired. I think Jared was calling for like 5,000 on gold by year end, which is pretty nice one for sure. But they're also saying they started to see some of those, when you start to see the sentiment shift, like they're saying there's like memes going around of Peter Schiff dressed in gold with like gold grills and stuff right now. And you would think, oh my God, what a top signal. But it's like, okay, but after 6 months of consolidation, that's just the core gold bugs getting a little excited, but nobody's talking about it in the mainstream. And to your point, the institutional side does not own gold right
now. No, I mean, so we just got a horrific jobs report. We're next week about to probably get an accelerating inflation report. We got tariff legality mania coming down the pipe. We got Lisa Cook, fraud Fed mania coming down the pipe. Trump's probably going to make 10 more Powell firing threats. We had a clown show Senate hearing this week. I mean, I just want to buy more of it.